Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. The truth.
The inspiration.
The people's choice.
Yes.
They just say to themselves, hey, the Burkina Bay people, they say to themselves, we don't want anybody else. And we are willing to have him dictate to us. He can even be our dictator if we want. As long as he's producing results, we don't mind. Actually, most people, most Africans, just like the Rwandese, like you see them sometimes, their Kagame has been there for 24 years. They don't mind that he stays there for a long time. As long as you're producing.
Yeah, as long as they are getting some things out of it, they are perfectly happy with calling him His Excellency.
Yes, it's the same. It's the same thing that happens in these places, like in the Middle East, these kingdoms. Let the king reign, let the king be. We don't mind. The king is there for life, and at the same time, he's producing. So we don't mind. As long as he's taking care of us, we don't mind. It's these puppets that insist on staying in power for decades, but the Cameroonians are still living in poverty. Yes. Those ones are the ones we don't like.
Yes, exactly. And even the Uganda, what he's doing is he's giving them cheap food, as he likes to say. But it's not the proper way to live.
Museveni, 38 years in power.
He's so rude sometimes.
That guy doesn't respect his MPs. The way that he speaks when he's addressing them is like talking to kids. What? You want to taste my power? Yo, man, there's too much domestic thing happening there when he speaks to them, even on national television. Okay, we're not saying change your culture. You are who you are, fine. But anyway, we're talking about term limits, so we're talking about being in power. We're coming back to Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore. Even in China, Xi Jinping. He said you can rule for life.
Yay.
Stay for life. Just imagine how far back it sets these other countries like the US, these other countries that hold democratic elections. Every, 4 years in the US?
Yes.
A new person is to come in here and repeal everything that you've done. While China has 1 day for life. But that particular one is not sleeping, is actually performing.
Yeah, things are getting better in China. There's more trade deals. The economy is booming.
The Chinese people are not complaining.
No way.
The only ones that are complaining are the ones that want to live a very, very public life, very different to their own culture. And it's a very small percentage of that. Majority of them, they don't even know this world out here. They don't even know this freaking world out here. They don't even use WhatsApp over there. They use WeChat. They don't even have Facebook. They don't even have all these... Not even TikTok. They have a different form of TikTok. Not this degenerate type of For You page that we have over here where they're shaking it here like that. Yeah. Over there, even that TikTok shuts off at a specific time.
It shuts off?
Yeah, I think around 10, TikTok is off. It's time to go to sleep.
Like no more social media after 10 p.m.
I don't know about every other social media, but I think I heard, I might be wrong, quote me on this if you must, comment below. But I heard that after a certain time, it goes off. And it's educational also. Huh? I know this particular TikTok also here has that education, whatever, For You page type of thing. But anyway, but over there, they are freaking organized. I mean, it's just good to show because they have a leader there who's not limited by certain terms.
Yeah, and he's taking an interest because for him, he is improving the lifestyle of his people. And you can actively see it.
Of course, and he's showing up. He's on global stage. He's in BRICS. Everybody acknowledges Xi Jinping, China. We're talking about China, made in China. When you go to China, so many people are working. Even the youth are freaking working. There's labor. There's industries there. There's industry. They even have a Land Rover that doesn't say Land Rover, but it looks like Land Rover. They have everything over there. They improvise. They take initiative. It's not like some of these other places here. But Ibrahim Traore.
True inspiration, for sure.
All these puppets are so unhappy about what he's doing. It's unreal. We will never know the true feelings or the true animosity that these freaking puppets feel for Ibrahim Traore. He's putting them to shame. In only 2 years, Ibrahim Traore has accomplished more than Paul Biya, who's been there for 42 years. Yes, I said it. He's accomplished more than most puppets out here. Sassou Nguesso, Central Africa, whatever. He's accomplished more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's taking an interest. And the fact that he's training people, he's training the youth to be able to defend their own communities, their own rural communities. So from the beginning of when he came into power, he took the first initiative was to train his people to take care of themselves, to defend themselves.
What do you mean to defend? Like security-wise, or
He
in what kind of defense?
In security, because all those jihadist groups, they used to infiltrate in rural areas of Burkina Faso. So he took the initiative to train the youth of these various rural communities, and he trained them. He showed them. He gave them a small little boot camp.
Basically, he was encouraging the nation, the people of Burkina Faso, to be ready for anything. Listen, do you want a future? You gotta be willing to fight for it. We don't want France no more over here. We're kicking them out. So if you want a future that you so long desire, the one that you're protesting for, there might be a reason for you to stand up and fight. So you need to equip yourselves, especially young men. Rise up.
Yes.
Yeah, he has to do that.
So from the beginning, the Burkinabe people took a complete liking to him.
Yeah, because also, when he came out, even the speech that he made, when you have it, you have it. When you speak in a certain way, and if you are being truthful, it will resonate with your people. These puppets that are out here being politically correct all the time, whenever they stand up on any freaking podium to speak, we don't believe them because we can see right through them. You are too politically correct, puppet. Calm down. We don't believe you. You are not genuine. You are not an Ibrahim Traore. Don't fool yourself. We know when we see the real deal. There's zero authenticity there. This particular puppet lies and flies, and we can see it.
I was just about to say, especially that Ruto, when he stands in front of the press, you can just hear it's complete nonsense coming out of his mouth.
The crazy part here is he thinks he's actually fooling people. A lot of these puppets think that they can come out here and insult our intelligence with them stupid promises that they make. The fact is this: you've been there for freaking decades and we don't know what you've accomplished. There's nothing you've accomplished. When you just 2 years, that's why we can never give any freaking puppet a pass. Because in only 2 years, Ibrahim Traore has accomplished a lot. A lot. We're talking about gold refineries. Burkina Faso, also, before Ibrahim Traore's time, they used to import puree, like tomato puree, because they couldn't process that in that country. Now, just imagine, that is Thomas Sankara's country, by the way. Respect to Thomas Sankara, the true revolutionary. Yeah?
Yes.
But they couldn't even do something as simple as that, processing tomatoes like that, tomato puree. So they had to import from Ghana and from elsewhere.
And that takes a toll on the economy.
Every single time you import something, you're spending more.
Yeah.
When you take the time to put systems in place to create factories and industries to produce it in your own country, you're doing yourself a freaking favor. These particular puppets don't mind. They are, you see, these puppets are not interested in even savings. They don't know how to save. That's why they use freaking private jets to go where they can just take the national airline. You're the freaking president of the country. What do you need to take a private jet for?
Well, that is why IMF is just taken over.
Talking about Zakayo.
That is why IMF has just taken over Africa. They don't know how to save. They don't know what to do with the money.
Yeah. And talking about IMF, and it's not just IMF, huh? It's that World Bank also. I think people mention IMF more than they mention World Bank.
Yeah.
That World Bank has been hiding. They are all the same. They all belong to that G7, to the G7 countries. And so they make sure that they do deals that favor them first, man. These people have proven that they don't think for these undeveloped nations, Latin America, Africa, or even Asian countries. That's where most of the undeveloped nations are. Latin America, Africa, and Asian countries.
Yes. For IMF and World Bank, Africa, these undeveloped countries, is their bread and butter. This is where they make their money. This is where they get basically new countries under them.
That's the target audience.
Yeah.
the target vulnerable customer who has a lot of resources underground. Those are the ones. Let's give them money. And when they cannot pay this money, we'll actually do it in a way that they cannot repay. In that way, they're indebted to us forever. And we'll have no choice but to come over there and take those natural resources.
Yeah, and just do with it what we want. We'll take it for cheap and we'll sell it however and we use it however for a major profit and give them peanuts.
We take it for dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Let's just, you see, we know that these puppets are corrupt. So give them money. They will not fulfill their obligations. They love to sign just for the sake of signing.
It makes them feel so important to pick up a pen and sign on the dotted line.
They will just sign. They don't actually mean it. And we, at this particular time, we actually don't even need these puppets to mean it. We just want them to be caught into this, right? To be sitting ducks at the end of the day, so that we reserve the right to devalue that freaking currency. Once that currency is completely devalued, guess what? They'll have no choice but to rely on the freaking dollar.
Yeah.
That's what happens in Angola. Yeah. That's what happened. That's how we live our lives in the Democratic Republic of Congo. You have dollars. Make them dependent on the dollar.
Yeah.
Yes. Put deals in place that cripples their freaking economy to the ground.
To complete nothingness.
Devalue the freaking currency so that they have no choice but to use the dollar, man. Let the dollar remain in circulation.
Everywhere.
But Burkina Faso is very lucky to have such an individual. Huh?
Yes.
A lot of countries don't even have. There's so many millions of people, and none of them have that particular trait to come out here. And it's actually very risky what he's doing, because he has dedicated his life. You need individuals to come out here and dedicate their lives. A true revolutionary. But he's actually also very smart.
Yeah, you can tell that he's very smart. The way he talks and his whole demeanor.
Yeah.
You can see this one is a thinker.
Ibrahim Traore doesn't sound like a soldier guy. Sometimes he even sounds like an economist. Sometimes he sounds like he went to school and studied certain degrees that shows him how to govern, how to run, how to think about finances and different ministries. Because he's out here doing all this, but he's an ex-capitan.
Yes.
He's a soldier.
Yes. This is where his training comes from, I think, because in the time that he was still in the army in the beginning days, he noticed that the leaders of Burkina Faso is just too corrupt. Nothing was being done for the people.
I think it's also the fact that there are some individuals in that government, in his administration now, or individuals that could have also been in past administrations, who could not act, who could not do anything because the particular leaders that were there before were corrupt to the core.
Yeah, they were crippling them.
It takes a decisive leader here who, with integrity and morals, to come out here and say, is that the idea? How will this help Burkina Faso? Sit down. Where's the team of engineers? You guys come. Okay, talk. Let's have a meeting. What? Look, I'm not interested in small talks here. I want the people of Burkina Faso to live a better life. I want to improve the quality of life of the Burkinabe people. And so he gets all these experts or all these professionals or all these educated people in different sectors and hears them, and then he says, do it. And you have to do it. If you don't do it, you're in trouble. So then they do it. But puppets before were not like that. They were not decisive like that. They didn't have such a vision or such balls to tell France, get out of here.
No, they were decisive. They were decisive in being corrupt. They were decisive in feeding their pockets only.
I knew you were going there. They're decisive in corruption.
Yes.
That's the only thing puppets do well. Corruption. That's the only talent we've seen from puppets. How to steal. They could teach a lot, huh?
Hey, masterclass.
Yeah, those are masterclass people in corruption. Zakayo. And so, Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, 35.
Yes.
35 years old. Man, he's young, huh?
He's young.
So, Ibrahim Traore is almost, 50-something years younger than Paul Biya. Paul Biya is 91.
That is such a crazy thing to actually realize.
50-something. A whole freaking 50-something. Close to 60. Paul Biya is that older than Ibrahim Traore. But today, and that Paul Biya has been in power for 42 years. But today, Africa loves Ibrahim Traore more than they love Paul Biya. How is that?
It's not right, man. The more you stay in power, the more you're supposed to be respected.
Yes.
But Paul Biya, what happened?
The more you stay in power, the more you should have accomplished. It's so sad to see that even Ibrahim Traore is loved more than they love Museveni. Ibrahim Traore is loved more than they love Paul Biya. Ibrahim Traore is loved more than they love Sassou Nguesso. Ibrahim Traore is loved more than that president of Equatorial Guinea. He's loved more than some of these puppets, than Nana from Ghana. Than most of these puppets, I can even go as far as saying, of course I can go. He's loved more than Bola Tinubu.
Ooh.
He's loved more than every single freaking leader here in Africa. And he's only been there for 2 years only. And he's accomplished so much. And he has won the hearts of all Africans.
And the fact that he wasn't even elected.
I guarantee you all these puppets, if they ever hear this, it won't sit well with them. But it's the freaking truth. It's the freaking truth.
They must handle it. What have you done? Nothing for your country. You've been in power for so long. But the young man is just putting you guys to shame.
Yes. How does it feel that your own people, you know who you are, your own people loves Ibrahim Traore more than they love you?
People are saying, oh, I wish we had an Ibrahim Traore in Cameroon.
William Ruto, how does it feel that the Kenyans are out here saying we need an Ibrahim Traore in Kenya? Felix Tshisekedi, how does it feel that the Congolese people are out here saying we need our own Ibrahim Traore? Museveni, how does it feel that the Ugandans are out here saying they wish they had an Ibrahim Traore? How does it feel? Doesn't sit well with them.
No,
they don't like it.
Should not sit well with those puppets.
I'm glad it doesn't sit well with them. It's about damn time that some people came out here and started putting these puppets to shame. Because these puppets are out here doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's been a long time, huh? Africa has been the way that it is for such a freaking long time. Zero infrastructure. Ibrahim Traore is whipping the hell out of them when it comes to achievements. Gold refineries. Protection. First of all, he even has the guts first to say, France, leave.
Get out.
We will no longer pay colonial debts to you guys. We will no longer keep our money with your reserves, your bank reserves. We will no longer do that. We refuse. Long gone are those days. We are willing to fight until the last breath, if needs be. But no more. We are here to fight for our own future. You guys are just out here exploiting us. We're sick and tired of it. In fact, we're going to build our own central bank. That's what I'm saying. No jokes, sir. And we're going to create relationships with people in this world that we want to create relationships with. Long gone are those days when you think we'll just sit down and listen to what you have to say. Francophone summits or what? We're not attending those freaking Francophone summits. We're not coming here. Only puppets will attend those Francophone summits.
The ones that can't decide anything for themselves.
Yeah, the ones that are too scared to lose that aid. Oh, if I should have the guts as a puppet to stand to France, I'm going to lose the aid. Where am I going to take my family next vacation? How am I going to do it? Fact, that's how puppets think. Puppets don't think that if they lose aid, the healthcare system will suffer. They don't think that way because the healthcare system is suffering. With all the freaking aid you've been getting, how come there's no change? There's no improvement. That's what shows you that corruption exists there. With these puppets, big time.
Yes.
And we are unapologetic in the way that we express ourselves when it comes to these puppets because they've accomplished nothing. When we see individuals like Ibrahim Traore come out here and do the needful in only freaking 2 years, you puppets, you've had 38 years. We have no choice but to speak in a real and authentic way and to call it as it is. Yes. Call it spade a spade. Ibrahim Traore is putting you guys to shame. What Ibrahim Traore has accomplished in this short period of time is more than some of these puppets will ever do for their lifetime. Yay. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
It's evident.
Completely. Even the fact that, he's forming relationship with these people and he's telling them just to get out. We are going to do it ourselves.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you must leave. France, you must go. And we know also at the same time that you are working with our neighboring brothers and sisters who are betraying us, who still don't see the visions, who are not yet sick and tired of the freaking depleted economy and lack of quality life. They're still listening to you guys. We know that you're working with Ivory Coast to Benin to enter to try to destabilize the Sahara region. We see you, but we are building relations with certain people in this world that give us tech, equipment, and intelligence for us to improve our security. We need to know what's going on in this Sahara region. So please, China, Russia, drones. We need drones. We need state-of-the-art drones, and we need intelligence, please. We need. Oh, Ibrahim Traore. When he went to Russia...
That he was going against the grain.
When it was the Russia-Africa summit, and he was there. Oh, his picture was all over the place.
Yes.
With Putin. Oh. Putin had to reach out and shake his hand. Hey, young man, what's up? He had to reach out.
It's such a special moment, honestly.
And he still went there with the uniform.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm sure he told him, we will still dressed the way we are, huh? Because they had freaking things on them still. They had it. Whoa. As they were walking around there.
Hey.
In those in those walls, in those corridors, in those holes. Yeah, so... Yeah,
he is the army, so this is what he does.
He's the, what do you call it, the head of state. You want to see the leaders of Burkina Faso? You call this a Russia-Africa summit? Well, the head of state of Burkina Faso is so-and-so. And those are his credentials. Oh, yeah, of course, protocol follows, we come in.
Yes. So how can he not have that on him? He's the head of state. And
no, that was not an issue. I'm not saying it was an issue.
Yeah. But forming that relationship was going against the grain. In order for you to go against the grain, that means you are succeeding.
Against the grain, you mean against the grain of what?
Against the grain of the usual, the West and the
France.
West, the France being influencing the Africa. So he went against the grain and said, get out, France, I'm going to Russia. And obviously.
Yes, but most countries also went. It was a Russia-Africa summit. But he was different even when he was there. That's why even his speech over there had more weight. It was a speech that was an independent speech. I'm the big boss from Burkina Faso and I'm here to speak. I'm not sent here from France. I don't have any freaking loyalty to them. According to us Burkina Bay people, this is what we believe. These are the relationships that we want to forge. And we are sick and tired of these freaking imperialistic countries that are out here exploiting us left, right, and center. It's time for the people of Burkina Bay to stand up and do things as they see fit.
Yeah, and the fact that he didn't even have a paper in front of him. He was just talking.
Yeah, that's what I said. When a real one stands up to speak, he doesn't need a freaking speech. He will speak from the heart and he will be so freaking genuine and authentic with it. Malema has the same thing.
Yeah,
when Julius Malema speaks, I like it because it's authentic. There comes a time when it's not about the prompt no more. It's not about the written speech. It's not that. You guys, you puppets are too scripted. You're too politically correct. You chose these freaking words. We want these real revolutionary leaders out here like Julius Malema, Ibrahim Traore, Morarake Beso to come out here and speak, because when they speak, it's from the heart. You can see the authenticity.
Yeah, the passion takes over. It's like whatever is written on the piece of paper, it doesn't matter. The passion is going to take over. The true authenticity and love for their country is taking over.
It's only a shame that some of these freaking African countries here are still not doing their utmost best to join that confederation. I thought Senegal would have done it, but that Senegal doesn't know exactly what it wants, man. Senegal likes to fool people here and there with however they speak, but there's no major action there that shows that they want to choose a new path. They're still out here committed to the old freaking system of abiding to what France said and the colonial past and the system that has always been. Together with the whole freaking ECOWAS nations, they're still out here dancing to the tunes of the colonizers. Those ones, we don't respect those ones. Those ones, we see no freaking anything. It's just politicians over there.
Yeah.
Lying. At the end of the day, every single person from all of those remaining ECOWAS nations, those countries are in turmoil. Those economies aren't really, they're not doing anything, actually.
No.
But the people of Burkina Bay people, even when it was time for the transition period of Ibrahim Traore to be extended, the people themselves came out here and protested and said, yes.
No, without a doubt.
We don't want any freaking elections here. We're going to extend the transition period of Ibrahim Traore. Yeah, that's who we want. We don't care what you say. That's who we want. Another 5 years, please. And at the end of those particular 5 years, he can still run to be the president then.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the thing right there.
They came and said, don't even try and remove him.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah. The people have spoken. At the end of the day, what do you call that? That's true democracy, yes. When the people say, the people say. What the people want is what the people want.
There's no need to waste paper on ballots.
We want Ibrahim Traore, and it's Ibrahim Traore, it shall be. We don't care about your freaking systems. ECOWAS, just live your own life. We don't care to say no to this particular aid that we're currently getting because we know that we are on a path here to be self-reliant. We know that the road ahead is not going to be easy. Puppets don't think like this. Only revolutionary people. We know that the road ahead will not be easy, but we are willing to go through the tough times because we have a vision. And it gives us a sense of pride to be out here doing things because we want to do them. We want to forge relationships with people we want. We don't want to be forced into some stupid corner and be forced to say yes. We're not puppets.
Mm-hmm. We don't want to be put in this high office and when we get there to say like, oh, we actually don't have any power.
Yes, we don't want to put on freaking suits and go to freaking summits and pretend to be leaders when we don't actually have the power. We don't want to be out there pretending to be leaders or presidents when we know that we still hold our money with France bank reserves. No. We want to be true leaders. When you see me, you see the person behind the freaking pen. I'm the one. There's no one behind me. No puppets here. The same thing these people want. These imperialistic countries want to operate with power. So you should want to deal only with people with power. Some of those imperialistic countries, okay, let me not talk about the West. Let me talk about the global South, the BRICS people. It's very difficult. I'm sure, for example, even Putin, when Putin sits across from Felix Tshisekedi, for example, he knows that Felix Tshisekedi is a puppet.
He's looking at him, this one, no.
Yeah, he knows
you're not doing anything, man.
You don't have the power to sign here. You're just a representative of the DRC. There's people you speak to. There's people that tell you what to do. Why should I be taking you seriously? You think I'm stupid or what? Who am I having this deal with? Who is this agreement between? Is it between myself and the DR Congo? Or is it between myself and Belgium?
Yeah.
Is it Congo or is it Belgium I'm talking to, Felix? Please answer me this question. I don't want to waste my time here.
Putin is like the one that will say, listen, I need a decision now. I don't need you to go to your people and say, fine, I need a decision now. That will tell me.
Exactly. Puppets don't give you decisions right there. Puppets have to go back and
report.
And deliberate.
Yeah.
Yes, they need to go back and deliberate. After the summit, please give me 6 weeks. Why, Puppet? And before that, Puppet first goes to France, even before Puppet goes home. Hey, Puppet, I thought you were going home. What happened? You needed to take a detour. It's an emergency meeting for this particular Puppet. He needs to go to the boss and ask questions and say for sure over there, this is what happened in Russia. They're asking me this. This is what happened in China. They're asking me this. China-Africa summits when all 54 puppets were there. They're talking about this. They're talking about that. What do you think, boss? Puppet Ruto, go home. We'll call you.
By the time you get home, we'll have a decision. And Meg, she will update you.
Meg Whitman.
Yes.
The U.S. ambassador to Kenya. She will let you know. Through diplomatic channels, we'll let you guys know. Don't you worry. We know they move. You're just a puppet. Yeah, you're basically just a puppet. There's a reason why we call them puppets. If truly they are puppets, then what we've described here, this particular scene, does actually happen in real life. It's the reality of what exists. If they truly are puppets, that means whenever they sit in front of any leader that's not from the G7, it means they go back to the G7 to report, to give the minutes.
Hey.
Where are the minutes of that particular meeting you had in Russia or in China, puppet? Give us to us.
It cannot be a day later.
We are the ones to think. It is not your job to understand or to think or make decisions. What did they say? Do you want that aid or not? The way the West always threatens to cut off all aid on these African countries is hilarious.
The fact that they just think they have the power.
They know they have the power, man.
Sorry, they know that they have the power for them just to say, we're going to warn them.
Yes,
no.
we're putting them on notice.
We've told them already.
Yes, you better comply. You have to be transparent, puppet. You're not out here to think you can fool us. We the thinkers here. It's not your job to understand. You just follow through. We the puppeteers here. We run the show. Africa belongs to us. It's our playground. That's why our US base is in there. In fact, let me not go there. Don't you try it, puppet. Man, these G7 countries have their US bases or whatever their bases in these African countries or in these undeveloped nations. What else do you think would happen? If a freaking first world country has a base in your undeveloped nation, what makes you think you're in control?
They
have the
power.
intelligence, they have the tech, they have the equipment, and they have the knowledge, and they have the means. You don't even know what they have on their base. Of course, they run everything in that particular undeveloped nation.
Of course, man. That country will have no power over their political system, their economy, nothing.
That particular country thinks it's got power, but it doesn't have. It's only out here flaunting and flexing in vain. That particular foreign base is the one in charge.
Yes.
That is a fact. Wherever the US, for example, wherever the US is, like that Djibouti. Djibouti, keep quiet. The Djibouti people have surrendered. With all those freaking foreign bases in their land, what power do they have? They have zero equipment that measures up to any of the other or the equipment of any of those other foreign bases.
Yeah, I don't even think Djibouti should have a name anymore. That should just be in like international land within Africa. Because what is Djibouti? Nothing. Yo.
The Horn of Africa. But it's got such a cool strategic location. And these Western African countries know it. That's why they're over there like that. Because it borders between the freaking Africa right here, the Middle East right there, and your Israel is there. So this is a very strategic point here. We need to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it will give us an advantage in this particular area. Make sure you persuade them, give them some money if they want. You know they are puppets, they are corrupt to the core. They will never say no. Anyway, let's get into this. Yo. Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, energy independence and atomic energy development. Since seizing power on September 30th, 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traore has initiated a strong push for energy independence in Burkina Faso, a country historically reliant on foreign energy imports. Among his boldest projects is the establishment of the Atomic Energy Agency for Energy Efficiency in early 2023. Traore's aim here was multifaceted. He sought to decrease Burkina Faso's dependency on neighboring countries' energy supply, address the rising energy costs, and move towards renewable sources that could provide consistent and affordable energy to all Burkina Bay. Something that puppets cannot do, because puppets don't have power, puppets don't make decisions by themselves. Only a leader like an Ibrahim Traore can accomplish that, can make such bold moves.
In such a short time.
Yeah, we're talking about energy. Because with energy, you can then do anything. And if everything takes energy.
Yes.
You need freaking energy, man. For your electricity, for all these manufacturing things, for everything.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, look at even what's happening in South Africa. Oi, all of those load shedding nonsense. It's nonsense.
Whenever I watch what's going on in South Africa regarding that load shedding, there's so many freaking politics. Everybody's just blaming each other.
Yes, nobody is taking responsibility.
Zero freaking maintenance on that Kuberg power station or whatever, ESCOM. Nothing. The Burkina Bay people are lucky to have somebody like an Ibrahim Traore. I'll tell you that. Energy. This initiative was particularly significant given that Burkina Faso is heavily impacted by frequent power outages, which destabilize both daily life and the economy. By developing atomic energy capabilities, Traore not only aimed to bring a higher degree of autonomy to Burkina Faso, but also hoped to pave the way for energy self-sufficiency, which could empower the engineers laying the groundwork for sustained innovation and expertise within the country's borders. Yeah. You see, once you are energy independent also, you'd be able to do so many things, even like for security purposes, for your borders.
Yeah.
So that you can be in control of who the hell is coming there. with all these freaking insurgents.
Yeah.
All these different rebels and all these freaking people that just want to come here and steal our freaking land. There were certain parts or certain regions of Burkina Faso that was rich in gold, that was always under a threat because of foreign insurgents.
Yes.
You know, like these freaking terrorist groups, these freaking terrorist people. Yes. But also that was always possible because of lack of freaking energy.
Yeah.
And these powers that always went out, shortages.
Yeah, so the border control could not be consistently watched.
Yeah, it could not be effective.
Yes.
Yes, so by being energy sufficient like that, you really tackle some of those freaking issues so that you can be self-reliant. How can you be self-reliant if you can't protect yourself, if you don't have energy? Part of being freaking self-reliant, you must have the energy, must have power, the lights must be on. Yes, it's true. I don't need any neighboring countries to supply me with any of this shit no more because I'm creating our own, atomic energy development. Yes, we want to be our own plant. We want to be independent.
Yes.
Yes.
We want to ensure that our energy is working for us the way we want it to work.
Such moves could never have been done if they were still under the freaking leadership of freaking France. If France was still there with their freaking base, and if those relationships were still in place, they would have never allowed this. Because these freaking imperialistic G7 countries want most of these freaking colonies to remain as poor and as depleted and as weak as they are. It serves France when Niger never used to have freaking power.
Yeah.
When Niger or 90% of Niger has no power and they're experiencing low shedding and low energy, it serves this freaking, if I'm the bully, I want the person that I'm bullying to not have any freaking power.
Yeah, for them to be handicapped.
Yes, it serves me when you're handicapped. That's the freaking goal and the agenda of imperialistic countries and these African nations.
Yes.
We need them to be handicapped. We don't need them to be freaking self-reliant. Are you out of your freaking mind or what? One day they might think that they might challenge us. Keep it that way. Just make empty promises to them.
Yeah, because even look how long it took for them to actually leave Niger.
Who, France?
Yes.
Yes, we don't want to leave. Besides the fact that we don't want them, Niger, to be self-reliant, we actually depend on that freaking uranium. We need that uranium.
They were trying to figure out a way of how to take some with them.
Yeah. Among the many achievements that Ibrahim Traore has accomplished for the Burkina Bay people, healthcare transformation, pharmaceutical park, and mobile health clinics. Yeah.
Mobile health clinics.
The people are sick because those mobile health clinics, some people fall sick or need attention in certain rural areas. And how are we going to get there? How are we going to get those people to to town? We need to be able to go there.
Yeah, you can't expect these sickly people to come to the hospital.
The infrastructure is not that great yet. Perhaps in the future, we're working on it.
So for now, we have to provide it.
Yeah. It's a must. It's a life and death situation here. We can't have Burkina Bay people passing away from sicknesses that are just easily treatable.
Yeah, it's preventable.
Yes. One of Traore's earliest healthcare priorities was to address the severe lack of locally manufactured medicines, a chronic issue in Burkina Faso that had left citizens vulnerable to supply shortages and inflated drug prices. In May 2023, the government inaugurated a pharmaceutical park with the capacity to produce essential medicines for the nation's critical health sectors. This facility has enabled local manufacturing and antibiotics, anti-malarial drugs, and other critical medications, significantly decreasing the need for costly imports and ensuring more stable supply chains within the country. The pharmaceutical park has also created hundreds of jobs, benefiting local economies and building up the country's pharmaceutical workforce. So, we're going to take care of the people. We're going to build a clinic. And at the same time, it will also provide jobs for you guys.
I mean, what is not to love about this guy?
Yeah.
What is not to be encouraged and inspired by Ibrahim Traore?
Why aren't these other puppets in different countries, for example, the Congo, especially in that East Congo, doing stuff like this? Where's all the money? What are you doing with the money, you puppet of Congo? Wait, why? Why can't you do these things? These mobile clinics? Why can't you initiate initiatives like this?
And if when you hear about it, it's something so simple. It's so easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, it can be challenging, but the will must be there.
Yeah.
These puppets don't have a will to change anything for their people. They're too corrupt. How can a corrupt puppet have the will to spend money for his people when he's just thinking for himself? There's no will there. That's the difference between Ibrahim Traore and all these puppets. Yeah, he has the will to liberate these people, to build a certain quality of life for the people of Burkina Faso. These other puppets only want to build their own freaking lives, only for their own family. They couldn't care less about the rest of the nation. That's the difference. We're talking major differences here.
Yeah.
We're talking about a leader and puppets.
A creator and a follower.
Yeah, we're talking about a puppet, one that takes instructions from the puppeteer, and we're talking about a puppet and, for example, a puppeteer. You cannot compare them.
Yeah,
You understand,
that's true, yeah.
Oh my goodness. In parallel, Traore launched mobile health clinics to deliver essential health care services to remote regions that traditionally lacked reliable medical infrastructure. These mobile units, deployed in late 2023, offer primary care, maternal health services, and vaccinations, reaching isolated communities where basic health care was previously out of reach. This initiative represents a commitment to reducing healthcare disparities across Burkina Faso and is seen as a direct response to the urgent health needs of rural population. Some people are living in rural areas. I, Ibrahim Traore, as the captain and the leader of Burkina Faso, I'll make sure that we launch mobile clinics so that we can get there. People are suffering over there.
Yeah, and I think it's also because I think he also grew up in one of those rural areas. So he knows the difficulties and the fact that those puppets back then, they did not do anything
Yes, he
try
can.
and help. So he thought, okay, I grew up like this, but I don't want the people now to be going through what I grew up with.
He can relate
Yes.
to what the people are going through in those rural areas. But does the dictator of Uganda relate to the people who are suffering in the north of Uganda?
Well, because he was their farmer.
Because he was a cattle herdler also.
Cattle
You should
herder.
know how difficult life can be.
No, because he's a selfish guy.
Oh.
He's a puppet.
But he's been there for 38 years. Surely by now you understand the importance of this. No? Oh, let me guess. He gives them cheap medicine too. Just like you said, I give them cheap food. Don't worry. Why you want to disturb us? Hey, what?
We are working.
Yeah, we are working. We are busy working. Why do you want to disturb us?
The audacity of these people.
Another great achievement by Captain Ibrahim Traore is gold refinery establishment and economic autonomy. Yes, gold. Such a dangerous business. Gold. Captain Ibrahim Traore is not playing any games. He's out here to make moves to make sure that the economy of Burkina Faso continues on growing. Yes. A critical part of Traore's economic vision was to bring Burkina Faso's vulnerable natural resources under national control. Yeah, we the state, we the Burkina Faso should be in charge of our natural resources.
Yeah.
We don't have time for freaking private institutions to come out here and own our land.
And just tell us what to do with the things that are growing naturally in our ground.
Yes, look, this is Burkina Faso, and every freaking natural resources of Burkina Faso shall serve the people of Burkina Faso first. No foreign company, definitely not freaking imperialistic country. Yes, we're gonna make sure that we're in charge of our natural resources. And some of our natural resources is, for example, the bling bling, the gold. So we need our own freaking refinery. Enough freaking exporting our gold to elsewhere. No. We're going to refine it ourselves and then we're going to sell it at a price that will be beneficial for us, the Burkina Faso people.
And we will have the majority of it because we created it. We did it.
It's our gold, man.
Yes.
It's our gold. It's not your gold. Are you out of your freaking mind or what? This is the gold of Burkina Faso, and we shall build a gold refinery here. Not exported to your... Look, it's our gold.
Yes.
Yes, France, go. Puppets, are you watching? This is how you do it. You've been there for 40 years. I've only been here for 2 years. And
look at what I've done.
Yeah, look at what I'm doing. Take note, Puppet. But first, Puppet, before you can reap the rewards of making such moves, you have to have the guts and the balls to stand up to them and tell them to leave your country first. Yes, you have to make that decision, Puppet. You have to know that leadership is not easy.
And literally stand by it.
Yes.
You cannot shiver. You cannot say, oh, sorry, after 3 months. No. Stick to the decision.
Puppet, you have to understand that it takes dedication over here. It's a commitment. It's a life and death situation type of thing here. I'm risking my life as I'm doing this, but it comes at a cost. The rewards are great. If ever anything should happen, God forbid, at least my people will remember me for what I tried to do for them. Not for the opulence lifestyle that you puppets keep living as you take your private jets to the White House. We are not puppets. We are in this for life. We are revolutionaries. Yes, we have the Thomas Sankara inside of us. That's Ibrahim Traore talking to the rest of the freaking puppets of Africa.
Yes.
But the puppets are not listening. The puppets cannot hear. Oh, they do hear, but they just don't want to acknowledge it.
They are just choosing. No, I don't know that.
They're embarrassed, man. They're
no.
embarrassed. What can they say?
Yeah, because they're all older than him. It's like, no, man, this young man is not going to tell me what to do. Because we have to remember, Africa and that whole thing of elders.
Yes.
No. I cannot listen. I cannot follow what a younger person is doing. No way.
To this end, the administration inaugurated a gold refinery in April 2023, positioning Burkina Faso as one of the few African nations with the infrastructure to process its gold domestically. The refinery's purpose was twofold. By refining gold on site, the country retains a greater share of the profits, while also creating skilled jobs and reducing dependency on foreign firms who previously extracted and processed much of Burkina Faso's gold. Yes, we're going to do it ourselves. It's a good feeling to be self-reliant, to actually be in charge of our own natural resources. Yes, man, it's about damn time that we reap the rewards. A greater share of the profit will go to the people of Burkina Faso, while simultaneously also creating jobs for us. What is it? Why is it so bad for us to want this? What's wrong with you imperialistic nations? Why don't you want us to live life also? Why do you want to come in here and exploit us left, right, and center as you've done for so many freaking decades?
Yes, man. Why do you always want us to just say jump and just say yes, how high?
No more. We're not doing that no more.
For you anymore.
Burkina Faso's gold stays in Burkina Faso. And it shall serve the people of Burkina Faso first. The Burkina Bay. Gold, one of Burkina Faso's most lucrative exports, has historically been controlled by international corporations. Traore's decision to nationalize gold refining has also allowed the state to increase its revenue, which can now be redirected to public service programs and development projects. The establishment of the refinery aligns with his broader economic strategy of ensuring that Burkina Faso's natural wealth directly benefits its citizens rather than foreign entities.
How beautiful is that?
So simple.
It benefit the people of Burkina Faso.
But this is A, B, C, D. This is 1+1 stuff. Yeah, just look, it's your gold, it's your house, it's your country. Use that natural resources for you first. Stop exporting it. Create industries. Industrialize your country, puppet. What is it? Why do young people have to talk to you like this?
Yeah.
What does a young man like Ibrahim Traore have to come out here and lead by example while you 91-year-old puppets are just sitting around there doing nothing? You know, these puppets don't care about being remembered for great things. It's like they're all out here to be the greatest puppet ever.
But that is a great thing for them.
They couldn't give a crap. They don't care about being remembered. You know those movies like Troy by Hercules? I'm going to fight in this war because I want my name to last in the ages.
Yes.
Puppets are not out here politically thinking like that. A puppet only wants to eat in his administration until he leaves or until he passes away because he intends to stay on that freaking seat for life.
It's like, what are you actually doing? What are you benefiting by still being in power for 40 odd years? I mean, you've already, like in your younger years of being a puppet, I'm sure you've done a lot of your corruption. But now, what are you doing?
That puppet is not listening to you, man.
Yo.
Everything you saying contradicts what the puppet is able to hear. That does not resonate with that particular puppet. What is she talking about? Is she trying to advise me? No. My pockets are well advised. That's how the puppet is thinking. Corruption is the only key. Corruption is the only way.
No.
You must take while you are here. That's how puppets think. Hey, you must eat while you are here. It's not forever.
Yeah, become healthy.
You have to take advantage of this moment. Puppets are not out here to think decades ahead. No way. They don't have visions. I've never heard a vision from a puppet saying, this is where we want to take our particular country 20 years from now, in 2050. You know how you hear in the Middle East and in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh City, they keep saying, this is the vision of the king in 2030, in 2035, and they're working towards it. Puppets are not out here making speeches like that. Puppets are just saying next week, next week he's flying. Puppets, we need proper projects, not ghost projects, Kenya.
Hey.
Ruto, please, not ghost projects.
Real ones.
Puppets are only out here creating ghost projects. That's the only thing they envision. I envision a ghost project, so we need funding.
And then when you go to that site, this is where the funding went to.
Yes.
Nothing.
Puppet, please. Enough. These puppets, I don't know what else to say about these puppets. These puppets, now that we're really diving into the ins and outs of what these puppets do and don't do, it's too much.
Hey.
It is way too much. It's ridiculous that for decades, Africans have been living like this for such a freaking long time. That's why, since we want Africa to be united, number one on the list, like I've always said, all Africans, we need to unite against the corruption that exists in all our countries. There's no African country that can come out here and deny that there's no corruption in theirs. Ooh. Whether you're South Africa, Nigeria, Congo, Burkina Faso, any of those ones. Okay, not Burkina Faso. It used to be. They have Ibrahim Traore.
Yeah, corruption is the one thing that is very consistent.
That Ghana, that Nana. Ooh, the Ghanaians. The way they come after him, the way they talk about that Nana, and they say he's the most corrupt. Whoa, please talk about him. Please, can you please talk about my president?
Hey.
He's so corrupt, that one.
Even when he puts on those glasses, you can see this one is just to see the amount of zeros.
Yes, what's behind those glasses?
Yes.
You look like you have ulterior motives, hidden agendas with this Nana. Oh, yeah. We was... Okay, we're going to go into another achievement that he did. Agriculture and food security, tractors for farmers. This is Ibrahim Traore. In June 2023, Traore launched a large-scale initiative to support Burkina Bay farmers by distributing thousands of tractors and modern farming equipment to agricultural cooperatives across the country. This effort came in response to years of food insecurity exacerbated by climate change and poor agricultural infrastructure. His goal was clear: to boost domestic food production and reduce the country's reliance on food imports. My people need to eat. The Burkina Bay people need to eat. So we need to produce our own food. Every single time we import food, it costs us too much.
Yes.
We can't keep relying on imports.
We need to make it simple. We need to make it more economically advantaged for Burkina Faso.
Yes, we need to make sure that we secure our food. And one of the ways to do so is to equip our farmers with the latest tech and the tools, the vehicles, the tractors, whatever they may need in order to do the needful
Yes.
so that we can secure that. And as a result, we won't have to rely on freaking imports all the time. Talking about food, man.
There's no need for there to be shortages.
Yes, how can
of
we be
something
importing?
that can grow in your own country.
Traore's administration introduced training programs alongside this equipment, ensuring that farmers could use the tractors efficiently to increase their yields. The government also supported these efforts with subsidies on seeds and fertilizers, which have helped farmers produce a surplus in certain stable crops. The tractors and improved farming practices have not only increased agricultural productivity, but have also helped stabilize food prices, directly impacting the daily lives of ordinary Burkinabe by making food more affordable.
Yes, there's no more of those fluctuations.
Yes.
Saying a tomato is now costing, one tomato is costing $4.
Because you had to import it.
Ha.
Yeah. And we can just do it here. And so now the price is low because it's locally made, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Relax. Why wouldn't they vote for him? Why wouldn't they come out here and say, we want his particular transition period to be extended by another 5 years? When he's doing this and we're able to eat.
For cheaper.
When he's out here ensuring that there's no food scarcity. Why wouldn't we want his transition period to be extended? Why wouldn't we want the transition period of Ibrahim Traore to be extended when he's out here making sure that we have food security? When he's out here making sure that we have no more imports?
Yes.
We produce it ourselves. Why wouldn't we want that?
Yeah, of course.
And you other puppets in Africa, why aren't you doing the same for your own people?
Making sure these farmers have the equipment that they need to be able to produce these things. They have the training to be able to know the weather system.
Industrializing, industrial development, tomato processing plant. This is the plant of that tomato. Burkina Faso has historically faced challenges in processing its agricultural products, leading to a high volume of post-harvest losses. In August 2023, Traore inaugurated a tomato processing plant aimed at adding value to locally grown produce and supporting the agricultural sector. This facility, located in one of Burkina Faso's major tomato growing regions, is designed to process large quantities of tomatoes into paste, sauces, and other products, creating a steady demand for local farmers' crops and providing new jobs in food processing.
Something so simple. A refinery that is making tomato paste. Yeah, such a daily need.
So that we don't have to import it, and at the same time it creates jobs.
Yes.
Yes. The construction of this plant was strategically timed to coincide with Traore's broader push for industrial self-sufficiency, helping Burkina Faso reduce its reliance on imported processed foods. Moreover, this project offers economic stability to tomato farmers who now have guaranteed buyers for their produce, thus reducing waste and boosting incomes. Yeah, boy.
It's just whatever he is doing, it's starting with the people's benefits first. What is going to serve Burkina Faso best?
Yes, these are simple things to just put in place so that, first of all, the people need it to survive. And second of all, it's creating jobs. So here's the money. And it's boosting economy. And there's no scarcity. And we don't have to import it. All of the above. Let's just do it ourselves.
It's just like a plus, plus, plus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hydroelectric dam project. Yes. Recognizing the need for sustainable energy sources, Traore's administration undertook the construction of the hydroelectric dam on the Mohun River. Breaking ground in late 2023, this dam project is anticipated to generate a significant portion of Burkina Faso's electricity needs, with a focus on providing affordable energy for rural and underserved areas. Hydroelectricity represents a cleaner, renewable source that aligns with Traore's commitment to environmentally responsible development. Energy, hydro plant, another big one. By investing in such projects, the administration aims to strengthen the country's energy. Because without energy, you have nothing, puppet. Infrastructure and lessen dependence on costly and unreliable energy imports. The hydroelectric project is expected to boost both economic development and social stability, as greater energy availability can spur industry growth and improve quality of life in rural communities.
Improve the quality of life in rural communities.
Yeah, let those people also, who you puppets look down to, also have electricity. Why only you?
Yeah.
They also deserve, they're also human. They need electricity. We need to improve. Look, they're human beings, man. You puppets are so selfish. Why don't you think about those Langa and Alexandra? Why are you only out here thinking about Kims Bay only?
Those are the people that can do it out, you know.
Yes.
They have ways.
And at the
they can
end of the
afford
day,
generators.
And then when it's time for elections, you want them. So you want them to vote for you, but you don't take care of them.
Please.
Oh, goodness. All right. Okay, you get the Sahel Alliance.
Sahel. Okay. The Sahel, since taking power, Traore has strengthened regional alliances, particularly with Mali and Niger, two nations that share Burkina Faso's anti-imperialist stance and face similar security challenges.
From the freaking terrorists.
Yes.
From the insurgents.
From the West.
From the West also. Yes, imperialistic. We don't want any imperialistic countries here. We've made up our minds. We're going to partner up with those that feel the same way.
Yeah.
We live in the ECOWAS. We're not interested in ECOWAS. ECOWAS, please stop it. Faye, stop coming over here to try to influence us or to try to persuade us to go back to ECOWAS. We are not interested. We are a confederation, and we don't like this imperialistic stance that the world has on you guys. We are no longer a part of that. Hey, winner, stop.
That fire is such a joke, the way he was just used in that beginning days. Still till now, but in the beginning days, he was just being used to say, let's try to get them back.
He was excited also.
You
just
say,
became a president.
They need me.
Look, he just became a president, and straight away they called him to France. Get a state visit.
Please.
They knew exactly what they were doing. Let's butter him up. Let's make sure that we put some strings on him.
And he must still choose which wife he's going to take.
Those strings are real, huh? Whenever we call them puppets, because there's strings there. And those particular strings are those state visits. Let's give him some state visits. You know, let's butter him up. Put out the red carpet. Let this Mulungu greet him at the airport. That's enough. Puppet has never had that in his life. Yes. It's ours now. He's on our side. He's been baptized.
He knows what to do now.
You can go back now. Go back. Go and try your best to persuade Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to return to ECOWAS. We'll increase aid. Yes, it'll be beneficial for you. There's rewards, huh? We are France. Ask Gabon. Gabon knows how well we treat them.
They know what we can do.
Yes. We're France, so don't get it twisted.
In February 2023, Traore, alongside Mali's and Niger's leaders, formalized the Sahel Alliance.
In when?
In February 2023.
You just read it.
Yes.
Yes. Why are you looking like you want to think about it?
Because it wasn't February.
In February 2023.
Yes.
That's when they did it. But it was signed later on.
Okay, yes, you're right.
Yes.
You're right.
They had already organized it.
They
already said,
it, yes,
we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then, when was it? When was the Confederation? This year, right?
It was, this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, this year, they went to go and beep, beep.
On the dotted line.
Yes.
It's a coalition focused on mutual support for security, economic cooperation, and autonomy from Western intervention. This alliance has allowed these countries to pool resources and strengthen defenses against extremist groups that operate across their borders.
That Sahel region is dangerous, huh? There's so many freaking jihadist groups over there. Everybody just wants a piece of the freaking pie.
Yeah.
That area is so freaking rich, especially Mali. They have so many resources and everybody just wants a piece. There's a group, I think it's the Tuareg insurgents people or whatever.
Tuareg, yeah.
They are after the north of Mali. So it's only befitting that Mali should come out here and be a part of a confederation.
That can help them with security.
Yeah, for security purposes so that we can get these freaking thieves out of there.
Yeah.
Yes. This is what most African freaking puppets don't realize, that together they are stronger.
They don't want to hear that,
Basics.
Together we are stronger, but it's like my pocket is not going to be stronger anymore.
Yeah, it's going to be less stronger. And also, I'll be a governor. I don't want to be a governor. I want to have the title of being a president.
People are not going to roll out the special red carpet for me anymore.
The reason why we are not united as Africans is because all of these puppets love the title of being called president. They don't want to be called governors.
No way.
No. That's not important. It shall never be recognized. I will never attend any global event, any summit as a governor. Only one particular person would have to go there, and hell no. I want to have the privilege, or we want to have the privilege of always being represented over there, of going there, right? Of being recognized as the head of state. You're not, you're a puppet, man.
Yeah, but even to think, even like just to think in that, like having Africa united, how many parties are they going to be? How many people are actually going to be on that ballot for people to choose from?
No, there should only be maybe maximum 4 parties.
Because if they are not given a minimum or maximum, these people are going to create hundreds.
Just like in the US when you had, this is the blue state, this is the red state. There's only 2, huh?
Yeah.
This is the blue state. Yeah, so Burkina Faso is the blue state. Rwanda is the red state. Egypt is the blue state. This one is the red state. Just like that. Okay, maybe we can have 4 different types of freaking colors, puppet. Relax. It's true. But they don't want that.
No way.
And it's not even up to these puppets, actually. It can happen if these puppets have some form of backbone and they come out here and do the Ibrahim Traore thing. But also these freaking imperialistic countries, the system has always been divide and rule. Divide and rule. There's borders here. That's my colony. The other one also says that's my colony.
Yay.
It's divide and rule.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
let's split them in half. You can take this part, you can take that part.
We need to freaking split them in a way where we don't even give a crap about those different ethnicity group. If it creates chaos, we're going to split those freaking ethnic groups so that it creates chaos over there, so that they fight amongst one another for freaking decades.
Yeah.
That chaos will serve us best as the imperialistic countries. You understand what I'm saying? This is why we have Rwanda and Congo fighting for freaking decades, because they split those freaking ethnic groups. This is why we have Biafra and Nigeria, whatever is
Yes.
happening there, because these freaking people came out here to strategically split like that, to cause freaking chaos, so that they can have the rights or the reason to come in there under the name of certain freaking institution for peacekeeping purposes, while they steal all the freaking natural resources. These puppets are smart from the get-go, huh? These puppeteers.
Yo.
It's just a shame that these puppets are dancing to their tune still. Divide and rule. Divide and rule. Some of the best way to divide is by just freaking making them fight between themselves. Let them fight between themselves.
Create the chaos. We will benefit in the end.
Otherwise, they will reunite again. You have to divide in a way that makes sure that they will be fighting for the rest of life. They need to hate one another. We need these freaking people to hate one another. It's the best way of division. It's the best way to divide them so that we can rule them. Divide and rule.
Ridiculous.
And these puppets are just out here entertaining it. And African people are just out here also entertaining it.
They
love
saying
it.
we are fine here.
Black South Africa. Go to your country. Rwandese. Hey, you. They really got you guys. These imperialistic countries really made a freaking example out of you guys.
Yes.
True believers out of you guys. Divide and rule. It's them. It's them that keep saying, leave our country, go back to your country. Those are the people that really bought that freaking ideology of divide and rule.
Yeah.
And it's all they know. We, the Pan-Africanists who want African unity, are the ones who they could never have convinced. Even after all the many history books that we read, even though we didn't live in those times, we can still see that this is crap. Why did they take this? Why did they believe this?
Yeah, why did they sign on this dotted line? For what?
What the hell did they entertain this freaking system? Divide and rule what? Africa is beautiful as a whole. Not in freaking 54 nations. What are you talking about, man?
It's a lot, man.
It's stupid. Hey, is it working? It's not working. It's not working.
It's like you're just taking them by the face. Hey.
Yeah, it's not working. I mean, just think for a second. Did it work? No. We're still arguing.
So go back to the drawing board, get together.
Let's try something different.
Yeah,
let's try something different. Yeah. That's the same freaking reason I give even about BRICS when people ask me. Even some people say, whether it's G7 or BRICS, these people, it will all be the same. How do you know? How would that benefit us? Hey, we've tried G7. We haven't tried BRICS. Let's just try something freaking different. We know what it's like to be divided. We know what divisions has brought us or not brought us. So, okay, let's try uniting first. It's still the same freaking people that will say, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. But these freaking people are out here still entertaining this freaking divide and rule system.
Yes.
Let's try something else. Let's unite. Maybe it will work this time.
It's true. Try something different, because this way it's just causing too much chaos and too many lives being lost.
They know it's the truth and they don't like the truth because the truth itches them. They don't want it. Actually, they don't even have the freaking backbone to try it. They don't have the spirit of an Ibrahim Traore. Their leaders are puppets, and these puppets have managed to convince the people to only follow stupid social narratives. Yes. Africans should be following political narratives. Hey, how will it economically benefit us if we unite? Let's think about that for a second. These particular ones take pride in saying we're from the United States. United States, we from Europe, Schengen visa. We travel all around, we move all around, we understand each other. We're not desperate like you guys. But you Africans, you must be divided. You don't entertain open policy. It's not good for you. And these particular Africans believe it and they entertain it. Yeah. Chidima, go back. You're not. Shut up. She's African.
She's African, man.
Yeah, she's African. You black South Africa, relax, man.
Yeah.
They need an epiphany. What kind of epiphany? Like I said before, we need to fast and pray for them. It's true.
Yes. Positive moves in international relationships that pivot away from France. In a notable shift, Traore has pivoted Burkina Faso's foreign policy away from France and has instead cultivated relationships with other countries, including Russia, Turkey, and the Gulf states. Since early 2023, Burkina Faso has welcomed Russian advisors and signed several agreements to receive military and technical assistance. These partnerships reflected a desire to find allies that respect Burkina Faso's sovereignty and offer support without the historical baggage associated with formal colonial powers.
We will respect you people for who you are.
We respect you for what you are doing with Burkina Faso.
Yes, for who you are.
We respect the fact that you are taking the step of boldness to take your country back.
We only respect people who respect themselves.
Yeah.
We only respect people who are out here standing up for themselves. We don't respect puppets who take instruction from G7 countries. If you want to have any freaking form of relationship with us, you need to prove it.
Yeah.
You can't be out here trying to outsmart us. We see past this. We know what their agenda is in this freaking world, especially in the Western world. In the global South, we work according to certain principles. Principles of fairness. Principles of integrity, of honor, of respect. We don't respect puppets over here. But we appreciate what you're doing, Ibrahim Traore. So therefore, we shall partner up with us, Turkey, with us, Russia, with us, China, with us, I don't know,
Some Gulf
nation.
states.
Yes, we'll supply you with equipments and intelligence.
We'll provide
Drones. You want
with
some drones?
training.
You want some drones? We'll give you some drones.
You're saying it.
We'll give you some drones. That way you'll be able to freaking see what's going on in the Sahara region over there. Yeah. You'll be able to see France coming a mile away. You'll be able to get up and see that France is working with Benin and Ivory Coast to try to destabilize your area. You'll be able to do that. We're going to work with you because you have integrity. Captain Ibrahim Traore. Not puppets.
There's respect, man. So obviously they're going to help.
Yes.
The coup attempts that have happened against Traore. Traore's leadership has not been without challenges. Since coming into power, he has faced at least 3 reported coup attempts. Reported.
Yes. There's been way many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most recent in October 2023. These attempts are speculated to be linked to both internal opposition and external influences, unhappy with Burkina Faso's new alliances. Despite these threats, Traore has remained steadfast, reinforcing his security apparatus and garnering public support as a leader who is committed to resisting foreign interference.
And there's plenty of them.
Yes.
The same freaking people that did what they did to Thomas Sankara, the same people that are out here trying to use other Burkina Bay people to do the same. You see what I'm saying? It's very loud and clear. We know that part, man. It's not necessarily the local people. Those particular local people are being bribed left, right, and center. Hey, do this, we'll give you money. Because it makes absolutely no sense that any person from Burkina Faso would want to do this to him, seeing well what he's doing, all these major achievements, all these positive changes. Why would you people want this on him? It's foreign influenced.
Definitely.
And they're just using
weak-minded people.
Weak-minded Burkina Base to carry out. Yes.
Yes. His resistance against these coup attempts has only bolstered his reputation as a resilient leader, determined to put Burkina Faso's sovereignty above all else. Public sentiment within Burkina Faso and much of the West Africa has grown increasingly favorable towards him.
Yeah.
Of course, man, he's standing up. No matter, he's putting his life on the line. Because he knows he's going against the grain. He knows he's doing something that no other African country wants to do.
Look, it's without a shadow of doubt when we say that there's only one freaking leader in this freaking Africa.
For sure.
Burkina Faso is lucky to have Ibrahim Traore because Ibrahim Traore is God sent. Oh, for somebody to come out here and be doing things for your people. Oh, it's God sent.
It's people first.
Yes, people. I don't want money from the IMF.
Ha.
Yeah, I know that this particular kind of loan has strings attached to it. You want me to take this loan so that you can suggest certain policies that I should implement in my country, the policies that will suit you. I'm not interested. If ever, God willing, I'll take a loan, if need be, from BRICS Bank.
Yes.
Yeah, because BRICS Bank is a little bit more transparent and they come out here and they say, we will never meddle in your political affairs. No strings attached like the G7 Western-led financial institutions. Yeah, so no, I'm not taking your money. I'm Captain Ibrahim Traore.
I will do without it.
Yes. Yeah.
Public sentiment and comparisons to the previous leaders of Burkina Faso. Under Traore, Burkina Faso has undergone significant changes aimed at empowering citizens and achieving self-sufficiency. Many Burkinabe and other Africans view Traore as a breath of fresh air, in contrast to previous governments that were seen as overly compliant with foreign powers.
Hey, it's evident. The entire African continent loves this guy.
They are rooting for...
Yes.
Actually, I can't say every citizen. There are people that are obviously still in bondage with their mind, thinking of, no, there's nothing wrong with their country. They don't see that Ibrahim Traore is doing a good thing with Burkina Faso.
No, they see it, but they will never mention it.
They'd never acknowledge it outright.
They don't mind. They don't want to acknowledge it. It's the South African people.
Yeah, of course.
South Africa doesn't come out here and say Ibrahim Traore is great. You'll never hear it from a South African person.
I think for me also, South Africans would just say, who's that?
Even the freaking Rwandese also, they don't talk about Ibrahim Traore. Yeah, because they think, they have that spirit in them to want to say, we're the best. We're doing it well. We have His Excellency. We have infrastructure. South Africa, we have infrastructure. Infrastructure that was built by the apartheid regime. We have infrastructure. We have economy. Yeah. but they cannot also come out here and say, who's Ibrahim Traore? We don't want, they just keep quiet. They shut up. Yeah, but they won't give compliments. They want praise. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can see that heart a mile away. It's right there. Yes, we Africanists, we Pan-Africanists can see that. You South Africans, what's your take? I ask a lot of them even in the live shows. What's your take on Ibrahim Traore, you black South Africa? You're out here talking too much. What's your take on Ibrahim Traore? That's when they go off. They leave the live. They leave the comment section. It's too heavy for them to even say, no, we appreciate him, we like what he's doing.
How can you appreciate what he's doing and you not want it for your own country?
They believe they've made it. They believe they've made it.
Yes.
Yeah. That's fake. Yeah. This not going to South Africans things now, huh? Everybody knows. There's a lot of TikToks already. We've said enough over there.
Yeah.
Shoo!
We have said a lot.
Yeah, and there's more coming. It's just not this episode.
Traore's policies has sparked pride and unity, inspiring similar movements in neighboring countries and strengthening regional solidarity. Across Africa, Traore is recognized as a part of a rising cadre of leaders challenging the status quo and advocating for African-led development. His policies and alliances have drawn attention worldwide, establishing Burkina Faso as a model of resistance against external influence.
Yes.
And an example of how African countries can strive towards self-sufficiency and prosperity.
An example.
Yo.
They said, hey, this is the example you should follow. We saying
goodness.
it. You know, it's imperialistic countries who also wrote this.
Yeah.
Imperialistic countries are out here saying, hey, this is the example you should follow. Yes.
But there's fine print somewhere and saying,
Yes,
but
yes.
don't, huh?
But it's actually not imperialistic countries.
No.
It's independent outlets, independent people, journalists that wrote this. Yeah, because we get our sources not from freaking mainstream media. We get it from those that also live in imperialistic countries but don't believe in the ideologies of those freaking imperialistic countries. People who are real and authentic about the truth. Yes.
Ibrahim Traore is someone to be inspiring to follow what he's doing. And
Yes.
to know.
Yes, and you know, we didn't live in those times when it was Thomas Sankara, when it was Patrice Lumumba. We are actually living in the days of Ibrahim Traore.
That's
And it's
true.
something not to be taken lightly. We are literally living in the times of a revolutionary. And because we are in these times, it's very easy to take it for granted and to not actually see it for what it is. But it's only in the future, when the future generation reads what happens, that they will say, oh, there was also an Ibrahim Traore and he did this for Burkina Faso. The same way we're talking about Thomas Sankara and all these other people. Yes, it's a freaking great moment to be a part
Yeah,
of.
that is true, actually.
It's facts.
Because
Hey.
we're going to be looking back at this one day and saying, no, we lived through that time.
Yes,
We
man.
experienced the changes that Ibrahim Traore did in Africa.
Yes, and he's still alive.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much for watching.
Thank you so much, guys.
Ibrahim Traore.
Yeah. What a guy.
Later.